Alrighty, I have got my audio on. I'm just gonna switch over to the to-do list here. That's okay. I will probably be saving most of your requests for, the evening stream, just because I like people to be able to see, when their request is getting worked on. That and I've got some other stuff on the to-do list that's gonna take up some time, so, I will see you later, and I hope you have a good rest of your afternoon. And, yeah, with that, I'm just gonna dive right into this. I'm probably gonna skip over here, which means I can open up a different reference. There. Alright, I'm probably gonna play around with the expression a little bit. Came out kinda lame. But it's whatever, you know? So, what to talk about? What to talk about? Let's see, I've got one friend who's decided to start a drawing challenge that he calls Musical May. You take 10 to 21 songs, make a playlist, and make art based on those songs in the month of May, and the sky's the limit with what you can do. Just don't directly copy a music video if there is one. And you can find my Musical May playlist in the description of this stream. If you want to mute me and just put the playlist on as background music, I totally understand, because I'm ahhing and umming a lot. And the first piece on the playlist is actually a jazz rendition of the Firebird Suite by Lalo Schifrin. I did not know this before, but Lalo Schifrin is the guy who is responsible for the Mission Impossible theme. He is a fabulous jazz composer, and, yeah, he's worth listening to. So, definitely, like, I recommend checking it out. But, I mean, I like jazz. If you don't like jazz, you're probably not gonna like my playlist very much. There's a lot of jazz, and then what's not jazz, there's a lot of James Horner. So, if that tells you anything about my musical tastes. But, yeah, I forgot to ask that friend if I could start, doing music suggestions, just in case, because, when I first read the prompt, make a playlist, instantly everything I've ever listened to just kind of left my mind. So if you're like me and you don't know, and you just have this tendency to forget everything you have ever listened to, suggestions may be helpful. That, and I found an orchestral version of Daft Punk's song Get Lucky that is actually pretty epic. My one gripe with it is that the melody went to the strings and high woodwinds. I personally would have given it to the brass, but again, I listen to so much James Horner. Does that really surprise anybody? And, you know, giving the melody to strings and high woodwinds is kind of common, you know, at least in my experience. maybe I should go hunting for some links so I can, so you guys can mute me and check out these awesome videos of, you know, really cool music. I don't know. It's up to you guys. I'm just going to zoom in. You know what? I'm gonna leave his mouth for last. Let's see. Anyone else watch Power Rangers Ninja Storm back in the day? My brother and I have been rewatching it a lot, and one of the things that really stands out to us now is just how it doesn't really feel like a Power Rangers series, but it feels like a really competent parody that knows what it's doing. For example, the villain Lothor, they have some excellent comedy with him. I think, because, I mean, you get lines like, "General Zergain, our victory is at hand. Would it kill you to crack a smile?" And then Zergain is, "Sir, I don't have a mouth." It does not feel like Power Rangers, but it does feel like a really nice parody. And then, of course, there's that one episode called I Love Lothor, in which Lothor gets his own TV show to try to gain popular support. And, that was just... that was my favorite kind of meta. So, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with anything. The episode where one of his niece's pet goldfish dies, and the whole time he's like, "I don't have time to deal with this. You gotta fish or cut baits. And, can someone shut her up? I've got bigger fish to fry." The comedic timing in that episode was, it was pretty good. I don't know. I liked it, at least. Maybe it wasn't good. Maybe I'm just easy to please and have no sense of taste. I don't know. Either one is possible. So, yeah. Once I finish this line art, including the mouth, I'm gonna go and check the chat and see if there are any new topics of conversation. Because I'm feeling really chatty, but I have no subjects to talk about. One of these days, I am just going to print out some monologues and start doing dramatic or comedic monologues just to fill the time. Let's see. I think I almost auditioned to governor's school with this one monologue called "I Ate the Divorce Papers." That one I don't know. I don't have it memorized because I haven't done it in a long time. But I didn't even make it my official audition. So, it's one of those things where I'm not really sure how to pull it off. But it's got some potential. I always like it. But we will just have to see what happens. Would anybody actually like me to start monologuing during these? Like actual monologues with real acting and stuff? Or at least the closest thing to real acting I can pull off. Alright, let's make this brush a little bit smaller. and that, and teeth, and that, and a lower lip. And I think we're good. Let me just close that. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick clipping mask in here. Before I do that checking the chat thing. Canvas, expand to. There we go. And then let's pick a skin tone here. Actually, something kind of dark because it looks like that. Well, darker than what I had originally gone with. Fill this in. It is not at 100% opacity, so it looks weird. There we go. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go and see what's up in the chat. Click. There we go. I believe so. Hey everybody, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I should be able to finish that Hulk piece. Which reminds me, I probably moved it. I did a massive file purge a while back. So if I didn't delete it, I should be able to finish it. I just don't remember what I did with it right now. That's okay. I will find it in between streams and work with it if I didn't delete it. I hope I didn't delete it. Sometimes I delete stuff and I don't mean to. So, let's make this full screen again. I wish I could switch between full screens a little bit easier, but whatever. Operating systems and, you know. There we go. Maybe make that a little more of a neutral gray. And then got a nice blue jean color there. Come on. Let's zoom in on this reference to try and get a better idea of the colors. Alright. I just realized I did not exactly follow the design. Okay, I think he has amber eyes. Kind of like the Elric brothers. Oh yeah, I tried to watch the new Full Metal Alchemist movie, the Japanese one that was released on Netflix in the US. I could probably watch it as like a special effects flick, but none of the scenes carried any of the weight that they did in the original. And I just realized I am on the wrong layer here, but that's okay, I'm just gonna leave it. You know what, I'm not gonna leave it. I am going to select this color. Come on. There we go. to select from here. And here. And then I'll go back and I'll pick my blue jean color. So let's see. You know how sometimes just adapting the biggest scenes from a thing doesn't really work, even though you captured the scenes themselves almost perfectly from a visual standpoint? That's basically the entire problem. They crammed easily 8 hours worth of story into 2 hours worth of movie, and when you do that, you tend to lose all the important stuff. So, I mean, no offense to anyone who likes the movie, you know. It's like the special effects, I liked them. Al, I really like his CG suit. The wigs were bleh. But Maes Hughes actually looked almost exactly like his animated counterpart. It was really kind of interesting. I also tend to think Maes Hughes looks a lot like Markiplier, but that might just be me. Let's see. There we go. And I think I can add some highlights here. And I think this is done. So I can save this, check the chat, and move on to the next one. Come on, scoot over. I've got to minimize it, don't I? Oh well. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see, oh yeah, it definitely Last Airbender problems, only at least they did make the use of alchemy look cool. The Last Airbender somehow made bending look lame. I still haven't seen Fullmetal Alchemist 2003, but I did watch Brotherhood, and, it was really cool. It's really hard for me to pick a favorite character, because on the one hand, Maes Hughes is, well, he's Maes Hughes, but on the other hand, you have Alex Louise Armstrong and his sister Olivier Armstrong, and just all the characters have really strong personalities. So it's a lot more fun to watch. So let's see. This is a request from the Wolf Bunny on DeviantArt, and for this I actually used a pose app first to get the pose I wanted. The pose app I found is called Easy Poser. I actually ended up paying about $4 for the pro version, because I liked what I was able to do in the free version, and wanted to see what would happen, and I just wanted to try out more of the features. It's the first time I've actually spent money on a mobile app, if that tells you anything. But I like it. I'm not gonna say it's perfect, because there are a few things I think that would really improve the functionality, or just even make it more useful for me. All of the models are geared towards manga, anime style stuff, so everything is very cartoony in its proportions. There are, I think, I'm trying to think of how many base models there are. There's the male and female standard, male and female shorties, male and female chibis. So there's about 6 base models, and then there are variations on the female standard, but the only difference is the breast size. So, you guys know me, I tend to draw more, like, my body shapes aren't the most diverse of any artist out there, but I have more than 6 body types that I draw. So it would be nice if you could adjust the height of a certain model. It would be nice if they had some more realistic ones. And what else? Let's see. I'm not gonna gripe about the lack of collision detection. There is a little bit of a learning curve, but I found the learning curve to be pretty shallow. I was able to figure it out pretty easily. I want to say it was under 3 hours. You know, considering that I have never actually played with a 3D modeling system before, that's pretty good. Ugh, these eyes are so derpy. But whatever. So I do have ideas for how the app could be improved, but for what it is, I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'm just not going to be using it for more realistic stuff. It's actually a really good guide for me to keep things cartoony when I need to keep them cartoony. But the easy poser thing is where I got the pose for this. I tried out how many models you could fit in the professional version. I still haven't hit the limit yet. I think the most that I've tried to squeeze in it is like 6 or 7 different models. So I'm not sure how many models you can fit in the professional version, but you're limited to 1 in the free version. But it is useful when you want to get an unconventional angle for a pose too, because you can pose something the way you usually see it, and then move the camera around until you have the angle you want. And I thought that was really helpful. But yeah, like I said, it's got room for improvement, but at the same time, I'm not disappointed. I'm not disappointed for what I paid for. The presets are actually really handy. It lets you have props in a character's hand. There aren't too many props to choose from. You've got like a sword and a baseball bat and a coffee cup. and a cell phone, and a handgun. I think there might be a rifle, I'll have to check, but there aren't too many presets that use the props though. So you have some funky looking poses where very clearly the character is supposed to have something in their hand, but they don't unless you put the prop in their hand yourself. But again, it's a decent pose app for what it is. Now, I will also put this disclaimer on here. It's the only posing app that I've tried, so it could be the worst one on the market, and I would be none the wiser. But just judging by how well it works, I don't think it's the worst one on the market. I don't think it's probably the best one out there, but I think it could definitely be worse. It's a pretty decent app. It's on Google Play. I don't know if there is a desktop version. I do know that the app is made in the Unity engine, and if I were a little more tech savvy, I'd be able to tell you what I think that means, but I'm not, so I can't. Hold on, I'm gonna take a sip of this water here since my voice is starting to go out. Let's see. Sometimes the 3D can be a little, sometimes if you're not careful when posing it, you can get, things that don't quite look right. Sometimes there is a little bit of uncanny valley. But if you are careful with how you pose things and really think about where movement starts in the body, it's easy enough to avoid that. Like if you're trying to pose someone waving their arm, you don't just think about the movement being in the hand and the forearm, it's also in the upper arm and the shoulder. And sometimes in the torso and the spine, depending on how enthusiastic the character is. So, as long as you think about where each movement starts in the body, you'll be able to get decent poses. It really does require you to know a little bit about body mechanics, but I think pretty much any posing app would require that. Okay, I have this flipped, don't I? That would explain a lot. Alright, put that in there. And then there we go with that. Alrighty, you'll have to forgive some of the background noise. It is raining here and my cats don't like it. They are not particularly fond of the rain, so I imagine they're not handling it too well. I would let them in to my room, but I'm not really sure I can keep an eye on them while I'm doing this. So they have to stay out for now. Let's see. Just gotta add these little frills. I'm not sure where this character is from. I feel like I've seen her before. The animation style in this reference that I have here looks almost mid-2000s, but I'm not really sure. Because, like I don't know, I'm just not really sure. I feel like I've seen her design in something more recent, but if anybody knows, be sure to let me know. Okay. No, we don't want to do that. Cartoony as this is, it's still based on some semblance of realism. No, I wanted to erase that. Come on. What to talk about, though? After I finish the line art, I am gonna check the chat. I'm just not sure what to talk about in the meantime, because I've already covered the app that I got the pose from, and I've already covered Musical May, and I've griped a little bit about the Full Metal Alchemist movie. A Series of Unfortunate Events is getting its season 2 coming in March. I'm excited for that. I really like how Netflix is handling that one. Just because there's something they do with the filming that really, I feel it's the visual equivalent of Lemony Snicket's narrating style. And I just really like it. The dramatic changes in color and framing and what can I say? It's a really good adaptation of the books as far as I can tell. And sadly, I did not actually get to finish the books. I stopped on 12 because I was getting really fatigued with reading them because I was trying to binge read them all, at least as much as the school library would let me check out back in the day. And by book 12, I was just getting really, really depressed. Because I felt like the series was never gonna end. And then, lo and behold, there were only 13, and I can't seem to find book 13 anywhere to check out. I've tried looking for the audio version on the local library's app, but I just haven't found it yet. So if anyone knows where I can find A Series of Unfortunate Events, book 13, to read or listen to, let me know. Because I would like to finish the book series before I finish the TV series. But if I can't finish the book series first, then I'll probably just go ahead with the TV series. That was not the line I wanted. Here we go. Alright. That should be good. Let me erase that. Okay. Okay, good. Her line art's all filled in. So I'm just gonna delete that, and then I'm gonna scoot on over to the chat and see what's going on. Yeah, it's okay. It's barely March, but whatever. Yeah, that's another thing I do like about it, is that each book is 2 episodes. Yeah, I could put in a request at the library. If I can find the audiobook version on the app, though, that would be great. Anyway, I'm just gonna dash in some color with this character, whose name is apparently Megumi, and that's all I know. I am not gonna bother with shading because it is because we've only got 20 minutes left, and I would like to locate that Hulk piece that I apparently forgot. And if I can't locate it, I would like a chance to at least attempt redrawing it. So alright, there we go. I did not draw her collar there, so I'm just gonna go here and fill this in. Alrighty. Okay, once again, her hair is the same color as her eyes. I've noticed that's kind of a trend in anime design. I mean, it's probably one of those things where y'all are like, thank you, Captain Obvious. But it's an interesting trend, I think. It certainly saves on the use of color. In terms of finding new colors for everything. That's not what I wanted to use. I wanted to use this color. Then we've got purple for this middle section. That's another thing about her design. It feels very 2000s. It's a very 2000s design. At least in my opinion. Not even that there's anything bad about that. It just feels very dated. Which it might not be. Again, I feel like I've seen her in something more recent. But I can't remember for the life of me what it is. So I'm gonna operate under the assumption that I did not see her in anything more recent. Alright, let's zoom in here and pick out oh, they just use regular white for that. Okay. View, background color. Gonna need like a nice brick red color. because she is standing in front of a brick wall, which she will have drawn on in chalk, but that will be really easy for me to add. Alrighty, there we go. Clean this up just a little bit. Alright. Let's add a highlight here and here. Here and here. I forgot to color in her shoes. Let me just do that before I move on to the rest. Wrong layer again. Alright. I don't know what else to comment on. So I heard a rumor that the new Lion King movie might not have the song Be Prepared in it. Which, I don't know. On one hand, it's an excellent villain song and I don't think it should be cut. On the other hand, I can kind of see why people would cut it. So, I guess I'll just have to wait and see about it, you know? Alright, now with this, I'm going to set it to multiply, and I'm just gonna randomly color in some bricks. Just to give it a slightly more natural feel, I guess. Alright, that should work. And then I'm going to take this light pink. Actually, first I'm going to take that color. And then I'm going to use my sand pebble brush there. Particle size. I want to make the particle size kind of small. And then she's traced her hands onto the wall, so these look more like really lopsided hearts, but it's okay. So now I can take this and just filter, blur, and then let's set it to overlay, I guess. Maybe screen. Screen looks alright. New layer. Then I'm going to go in and with a different brush refine my shapes a little bit. Thumb, there, thumb, 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go. Let's try overlay, maybe not overlay, soft light, that works. And yeah, I can call this one done. So, let's check it out. We've got 10 minutes left. I think I can actually even finish the last request on this list before I go and check out the one. That's one of the things, hey nerdy, yeah, I could draw, Genji from Overwatch, requests, I haven't actually seen much Inuyasha, let's see. I believe the new Lion King is still supposed to be a musical, so the songs won't feel quite so out of place, but it bothers me when people call it live action, because it's still animated, it's just a more realistic style, you know? Anyway, so this is another request from Teoija, or Teoya, however you're supposed to pronounce it. I have actually forgotten. So, since I've actually forgotten how to pronounce his name, I'm just gonna jump in to drawing his OC. Apparently he is a white Labrador, who was born blind and eventually was adopted by Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. This is obviously a Zootopia OC, though I'm not entirely sure how being a domesticated breed of dog works in a world where domesticated animals don't necessarily exist. But whatever, he's cute. I'm just gonna draw him. So yeah, I will add Genji from Overwatch in a little bit. I also have to go and track down that Hulk piece in between streams, because if I deleted it, I'm gonna be pretty upset with myself. This is why I don't usually do file purges, but at the same time I need to preserve my computer's memory. My poor computer, I put it through so much. I try to back everything up on flash drives, but sometimes stuff slips through the cracks, because it's like, oh, I'm not gonna put it on this flash drive because it belongs on the other one, and then I end up deleting it in between them, and it's just a mess. So anyway, this little guy is wearing Judy's Meter Maid vest because it's cute. And yeah, so here's the vest. I don't know, I feel like I shouldn't zip through this as much, but like I said, we've got 10 minutes left. this is crunch time. I'm just trying to finish it. Though I guess I could go overtime if I wanted, you know, because, I mean, it's my stream. But in the meantime, I am going to try to stick to my 1 hour time thing. Just because my voice is starting to go out. It's not as bad as it was the other day, though. I've been drinking more Emergen-C, so, more vitamin C stuff. So, maybe that's helping. Like his last OC that I drew, this one is kind of a baby. He's like only a few months old, but like that's also older in animal terms. I don't know. He's just supposed to be like a toddler, so I'm drawing him as an anthropomorphic toddler. Because in the end, that is what he is. So, let's see. So, anyway, Lion King 2019. I'm gonna shot, but I'm probably gonna give it a shot through Redbox, and I'm not gonna catch the theatrical release, probably. But I'm just gonna call it Lion King 2019, because, let's face it, it's animated. It's just another animated movie. I mean, unless they're using real lions, but somehow I doubt that. So he's got this stuffed teddy bear thing, and for some reason my hand is not drawing things rounded. Alright, there we go. That should work, and then I can just use his color scheme from here. Fill that in. And then here's his little doll. And then I believe Judy's vest is orange and yellow. I'm not sure that I even downloaded a reference for it like I meant to. I've been pretty scatterbrained lately. No idea why. Pink little nose. Whites of the eyes. And then I'm just gonna go in and give him some little white pupils to communicate blindness. No highlights though. So yeah, I think I can call this one about done. And what time is it? I still have 4 minutes left. Well, this is more than I intended to get done. What do you guys want me to do with the last 4 minutes? Because I could try to track down that file, Or I could look for references for Genji. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like, I'm glad you like my, stream. Thanks. I'm glad you like my voice, and, let's see. Acting is pretty cool. I might check out Shrek 5. Let's see. I'm sorry, my video output is low for some reason. I think someone else in the house might be using the Wi-Fi. I will have to check, and, like, I can do your request, I just need the link. But I understand if you can't get it to me until after I end the stream, and that way you can comment on it normally. Really? I sound like I need sleep? Darn, I was hoping that wouldn't show. I do have a little bit of insomnia. But one of the things about it is that if you just lie down, it lets your body rest even if your mind doesn't. So I've been just lying in bed for long enough, but whatever. We've got a minute left. Maybe I can, like, dash in a floor in this one? Why aren't you clicking? There we go. That would explain why all my lines are off. My tablet kept shifting. Alright. Maybe add a little bit of a cement look all the way down here. Alright. And then I can take a darker color here and just add a little bit of a shadow, which that is not in line with my highlights. You know, gotta remember your light source. Alrighty, I do think I am gonna call it an afternoon with this stream, and I'll update the to-do list, and I'll be back in about 3 hours for my evening stream, and we will see what we can get done. Have a great rest of your afternoon. Again, I'll be back in about 3 hours, so if you want to tune in 3 hours from now, that's 6 o'clock US Central. Do the math for wherever you live. And, yeah, I will see you then if you tune in. I hope you will. Have a great rest of your afternoon or whatever. Bye.